Show up rates, one of the most important things in an agency, the foundation. Actually, obviously, you have the appointments that are being booked, but if these appointments don't show up, then that's a major issue, right? If you literally, another way of looking at this, if you literally increase your show up rate by 20%, it makes a huge difference on your business, right? Imagine booking 100, for simplicity's sake, 100 appointments a month. You have 40 show ups, you have a 40% show up rate, and you bump that up to 60%. Suddenly, in the same month, you're speaking with 20 more people. Imagine you have a 20% sales conversion rate. That is four more people closed every single month just by that increasement of 20%. Four more closes a month. Let's say you charge 1,500. What's that? 6 grand a month in MRR just based on, again, a 20% increase. Now, with that out of the way, today's video, I'm super excited to actually post this and talk about it as well. Record this, maybe I should say, instead of post. Will keep us a little bit smaller today. Now, what this is literally a full document on how to get your show up rates to be 60 to 70, even 80% plus from cold outbound, right? Now, when everybody talks about show up rates on YouTube specifically, or in general about show up rates, there's two things I want you guys to remember, and I'll go and I'll get started with this actual document as well, right? First things first is that never compare your show up rates to a coach, a YouTuber, or anybody else. I won't name any names. I won't mention any names, but you can imagine if you're a guru, a social media marketing agency guru, you're a business owner guru, whatever you are, and you've been posting on YouTube for 3 years, and you have an offer that you're initially selling, and people from themselves, they go in and book these appointments in instead of you going out and reaching out to them. Obviously, your show up rate is going to be 80 to 90% plus minimum, right? That's why, first things first, when people try to tell you how to get to 80, 90%, it's not possible, to be very honest with you. It's not possible from cold outbound. That's just how it is, right? One, these people don't trust you, they don't know you, they're just getting booked into an appointment. Realistically, they won't show up, and 80 to 90% is just completely unreachable. That's not a limiting belief, it's just pure fact. If somebody tells you otherwise, they're trying to sell you something. Figure that out first. If they're trying to sell you something, boom, you have your answer. If they're not, then you got to rely on those people, right? Now, with that out of the way, the second thing is that you need to understand that when it comes to cold outbound, literally the best you can get is probably top 60, 70%. On average, when I book in appointments myself, I see around 60%. I've been able to teach my initial team and my members, as I talked about in the last video, my cold callers to achieve a 40%. We're consistently racking that up. Obviously, it's not so much the back end, it's more so on the call side of things, which I'll also get into. Now, with that out of the way, and with me actually letting you guys know what realistically is, if you're doing any type of cold outreach, if you're doing cold DMs, cold calling, um, cold SMS, whatever it is, if you're at 40 to 50%, that's quite good. And 60% is probably going to be okay, but that's what you want to aim for because that is kind of the North Star. It's like if you get 60%, that is very good. You don't need to change anything. If you're on the lower end, 20 to 30%, you definitely have to do something a little bit different. So yeah, I'll link this document in the description of this video as well, so you guys can initially take it and just copy paste it into wherever you guys want to do, right? Now, there's different sections of this, which I'll go through one by one. One more thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, and this is probably the most important thing in this video, is that when it comes to show up rates, you guys have to look at it very differently, right? We're not in that day and age anymore where you could just reach out to someone out of the blue, offer them some type of solution for a problem they have, and them showing up. It's not that easy anymore. There's a lot more competition, and there's a lot more bandwidth that you got to work with now, right? What I mean by that is that let's say you're calling a niche. I'll give you an example in my niche, right? Real estate, right? These agents, they get cold called and pitched basically 5 to 6 times a day. Let's even say five for simplicity's sake, right? Imagine getting pitched 5 times a day, 25 times a week. You get pitched, you get called. They probably get called more than that, but 25 actual pitches. Now, on the buyer's journey, everybody that you reach out on cold calling, they're on different stages, right? Realistically, if they're already looking to buy something, they've already bought something, they're already on a call. If they're all the way on the left, they're not going to be interested at all. But these people get called, and one thing is that they're not really looking for something specifically. They might be, but they're not really looking for something. Like the average of them, they're not going to be actively looking for something because they might already have something in place. Now, the others you reach out to, they're getting reached out to 5 times every single day, 25 times a week. Realistically, they're not going to sit down with more than 1 to 2 companies at one time. They're not going to spend more time to sit down with companies other than that. They're not going to spend time sitting down with 17 companies, right? Now, what you got to ask yourself is that how am I unique? If 25 people are calling them every single week, why would they show up to my call? Right? That's what you got to think. And when you start thinking of this, you start putting yourself into the feet of the actual clients, of the actual leads. And all of a sudden, you have this mindset shift where you realize that you have to provide a lot more value and you have to differentiate yourself on the calls, right? And this is not as simple as just changing your opener. That's not going to do shit. Your opener is not going to change if a person decides to show up or not. No, it's what determines it is the actual conversation you have on the phone and not so much the back end. I would say realistically, if I were to put it in the numbers, 70% of a show up is based on the conversation you guys have and the feel they get out of you. 30% is the back end. So make sure that you have a good tonality, you're able to have a conversation, and you're able to actually speak with people, right? Because most people when they're calling, how they call let you guys know is literally they do their intro, they go ahead and pitch, and they start to ask maybe one or two questions, and they go for the booking. Literally within 5 minutes, everybody does that. Imagine you do that and another guy calls them two, three times after that, and then a few other people call them the day after. They're just going to be completely slumped and irritated. They're not going to show up to a call. Literally, they're not going to do that. However, if your call is different, if you ask them questions, you understand their situation, you ask them based on what they've done, what their experience is, you literally have a conversation with them. They like talking with you. They share a lot with you. You build a little bit of a relationship on that call. You build some rapport, and then you book them in. Literally, that makes a huge difference, right? It really does. So watch that video I posted a few days back for how to book a lot of appointments from cold calling specifically, and then come back to this one and watch this one. Because in today's video, we're not going to cover a lot in terms of the actual tonality of the conversation or what you do on the call. We did that the last video. Today's call is all about the back end, the 30-40%, where it comes to automations and what to set up and what you need to do, right? Now, with these are the same automations that I'm using, and I, as mentioned, got to 60-70% with cold calling myself personally. And these are the same ones we have in place right now, right? So to walk right into it, the workflow overview is literally just to get prospects to show up to the book call, right? Now, as mentioned, be sure to add value, right? Be sure to have some pre-call qualification. You need to be personalized, be human, and insert a note. This is obviously for the workflow in the actual GHL, right? Now, I'll cover all of them. I'll go into them one by one, and I'll walk through them essentially. Now, the automations is the automations that you're going to have in the backend. We're talking text and emails, right? So you want to have something immediately after you book in. You want to have something 30 minutes after, 4 hours after, 24 hours before the call, 4 hours before the call, 1 hour before the call, and 10 minutes before the call. That is what we do, and that is what I recommend as well. Now, with that in mind, what you want to do is that immediately after booking, you want to send a text confirmation and then an email confirmation and then a thank you video. I will go through exact examples for all of these as well. 30 minutes after, you want to send a founder's email, right? 4 hours after booking, you want to send a case study email. 24 hours before booking, you want to send the VSL email. And you also want to send the text reminder to watch the actual VSL. 4 hours before booking, text reminder, remind to watch the VSL, and then email reminder. 1 hour before booking, text reminder, email reminder. 10 minutes before booking, text and call link, and email and call link. That is literally what you need to do. Screenshot this or even open the document while you're watching this to make sure, right? Now, the evening SOP, and again, as mentioned, I'll go ahead and show you guys the actual scripts and all that stuff as well, so you guys can look over that. And the evening SOP is what you need to follow at the end of every single day to introduce yourself to every new booking you received during that day, right? And actual following up and with them the coming day. Now, evenings after booking, you want to send a personal Loom email, right? So Loom recorded over their form, find and screenshot in a Slack or search Calendly, right? Whatever they filled out, just take a Loom, record it over, and send them it, right? Now, the other thing is connect on social. This could be someone on your team, or this could be yourself. Connect with them on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Use their name and their company to find their accounts, and send a personalized intro video to each social media platform you can find. The more places you can reach these people from, the better. Not only from cold calls, initially you cold call them, you reach out to them through cold calls. All of a sudden, they see your face on LinkedIn. All of a sudden, they see your face on Facebook. They see you on WhatsApp. The more point of contacts you can get, the more they're going to remember you, and the more you're going to stand out from the other different competition they have as well, right? So You can send someone of a WhatsApp intro video, a text message, and you can also call the prospect, right? So using the script with good tonality, if no answer, leave a voicemail, right? Now, evening before the actual call, you want to send an email, social media, WhatsApp, text message, and phone call. That is exactly what we covered here as well, right? Now, evening after the booking, right? So follow this every evening for any new bookings that were made that specific day, right? So you have this Loom email script. This is the same one, which I'm covering right here for you guys. You can have somewhat of a quick video for, let's say their name is John Smith. Quick video for John Smith. Hey John, Haider here. I'm the founder of Holly Estates. Saw you booked a call, and since you got assigned to me, I wanted to introduce myself. Just looking over your form here, and have to say I'm extremely excited to see if we're a fit in helping you get a new wave of referrals from wealthier areas. If you have any questions or need anything from me between now and our call, which I believe is on day and their time, your time, don't hesitate to email back. Speak soon. Very personalized, very genuine, not very AI robotic at all. And then personal intro you can send on the initial social media and WhatsApp. Be like, hey John, Haider here. I'm the founder of Holly Estates. Sorry guys. Got your booking today. I wanted to say I'm very excited to speak with you. If you need me or anything, don't hesitate to reach back. Speak soon. And then you can send a text message. First name, Haider here. I'm the founder of Holly Estates. Happy for you to schedule a call if that's down to me. And let me take care of your call. Reach out to introduce myself. Again, let me know if you need anything. Thanks. And then this should be my name, but it says Kai for now. And then you can also do a phone call or voicemail. This won't affect, obviously, if they don't answer. Hey, first name, this is Haider. Hey, John, this is Haider with Holiday States, calling because I believe you scheduled a call with us and got assigned to me. Want to introduce myself again and making sure you're acquainted with you. Now, as you can see, it is a lot of work, right? But that is literally what you need to do. So evening after booking, evening SOP. Remember, this is the whole SOP. This is what you do after the booking. Now, there's another thing you have to do before the call. So follow this every evening before your calls with prospects you have lined up the following day. Okay. So you want to text and WhatsApp the prospect confirming that they got the Zoom link, right? So, hey, first name, hey, John, it's Haider Yali. I wanted to confirm that you have our link to our Zoom call tomorrow at their time. Please text me to confirm back that you got your link. You can do the same with here. That's why it's not anything here because you can do the same thing. Now, as a note, regardless if the prospect responds to the text above, do not respond until the morning of next day, right? This will give you the opportunity to remind the prospect closer to the call time, right? Now, let's say they respond in the evening. What's going to happen is that you're going to say, oh, perfect. All right. That's at the night. They might just forget it, right? And you're doing this in the evening. So it makes sense if you're off, right? You're off work. So wait until the next morning. You wake up, you say, okay, perfect. Then they're going to get that notification when they wake up and they're going to be like, oh shit, yeah, I remember this now. That's just another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind as well. Now, morning SOP, follow this every morning before your calls with prospects you have lined up for that day, right? So we're talking text and WhatsApp prospects using the script, send a voice note to the prospect, email the prospect, and call the prospect using the script with good tonality. If no answer, leave a voicemail, right? So the text and WhatsApp script, morning first name, looking forward to our call today. Let me know if you need anything. Haider Holiday Estates. Hey, John, Haider here again. Super excited for our call today. If you need anything, don't hesitate to buzz me here. See you at appointment time. Email script subject, good morning. Hey, first name, wanted to personally check in and let you know I'm looking forward to our call today at initially this appointment time. See you then. If you need anything, don't hesitate to email me. Thanks, Haider. 1 hour before call, hey John, it's Haider here with Holly. Just checking in to confirm you're still able to make our call today. You just want to keep doing that. Keep reminding them. You can see how much this is, but if you literally build this out, it's not one, going to take a lot of time to build out, and two, you're going to see extreme increase in results. It's going to be mind blowing, literally how this works out. Now, before the call, SOP, right? So 5 minutes before the call, start the Zoom meeting, copy and paste obviously the link and send it to the prospect via email. If you have the prospect on LinkedIn, Facebook, and these social media platforms, WhatsApp, send it to them there as well, right? So something you can say is, hey John, here's the call to our link that is due to start in just about 5 minutes. Send the link, speak soon, Haider, right? 2 minutes after, if they still haven't joined after 2 minutes, double dial them and then text them. John, it's Haider here. The Zoom is open. Will you be able to make it? 5 minutes after, if they still haven't joined after 5 minutes, double dial them and then text them some time of what of a GIF or a meme of someone waiting. Everybody has seen the one with Pablo Escobar sitting on like the bench. You can send that one if you want to be funny. And 10 minutes after, if they still haven't joined after 10 minutes, honestly, you want to double dial them and then text them again. I'll wait in the meeting for 5 more minutes. You're still coming, and then you can send a meme or a GIF. 15 minutes after, if they still haven't joined after literally 15 minutes, double dial and then voicemail if no answer, and then text them. and you might have said something like, there must have been a mix-up in the time, but I'm open to rescheduling this meeting. Please let me know a time and we can lock it in. Update the tracking sheet, add the prospect to the no-show sheet, email them by replying to your initial email with the Zoom link that you sent over. Hey, I missed you at the meeting. I assume you needed to reschedule. I'm free tomorrow at this time. Are you free then to quickly go over what we can do and explore if we can help you with initially adding on more leads, let's say, right? Let me know. Thanks, Haider. That is pretty much everything. I know I quickly went over it. The reason I did is because it's pretty simple and straightforward. I'm going to share this with you guys as well, as you guys can see in the initial in the description as well, so you guys can go through it yourself, see how it works, and just copy and paste this. Literally, this is all you need. And it seems again very, very like condensed. It seems like there's a lot of information here. It's literally not a lot to do. It's very simple and straightforward. Obviously, you have the SOP now, but if you literally spend some time building out like a workflow in GHL or something similar that literally does this for you, it's going to save you so much time. It's going to be the best thing you would ever do, right? I mean, it's literally going to increase a lot on the show ups as well, right? Now, over the next 45 minutes, right, you could completely change someone's life, right? That's on the sales call, right? That is something we're going to cover in future videos right around, right? Now, it really feels good when you know that you booked someone in and they're actually going to show up. So I want to make sure that I leave you guys with a little bit of a nugget here. This is literally preparing for the show up call, preparing for the sales call, right? So 5-10 minutes before the call starts, be sure that you do the following, right? So one, be ready with their number, prepare to dial the exact moment the clock hits the time you're due to call. Even though it's a Zoom meeting or a Google meeting, do the same thing. This counts for everything, also normal phone calls. And two, I want you to release any emotions or judgments that you might have coming into the call, right? Clear your mind, enter a tranquil state. Even though the prospect seems like they haven't been doing a lot of business, even though it seems like they won't be able to quote unquote afford it, even though you can't really see that, just remove any judgments, right? Just speak to anybody with an open mind and open intention of just helping them, literally providing value, right? Now, third thing is to stop focusing on closing, focus on diagnosing, right? Remember, you're like a doctor diagnosing an issue before prescribing a solution, right? You never go to the doctor and they say, oh, what's the issue? Okay, that's the issue here. Take this. No, you want to initially show them and have them understand that you actually care and that this is a little bit different than just trying to sell someone, right? And the fourth thing is remove all distractions. I'm talking turn off all notifications, close tabs, close your email, turn calendar reminders off. It should just be you, the phone, and a notepad, right? Obviously, the phone, in other words, is like a Google Meeting or a Zoom link, right? That's literally all you need. And I've had this issue where I'm on calls and I literally get like a text on WhatsApp from a client or I get Slack messages from the team. And it's a headache. It completely throws you off, and you start thinking, "Oh, what did they say? Oh, what happened here?" So just turn everything off. Forget all the notifications. Don't use any of it. Right? That's the main thing. The last thing is to have a clean sheet of paper and a pen on your desk in front of you just to write notes. You can even do this on the computer if you prefer that. And if the prospect filled out a survey, have their answers in front of you so you can base it off of that as well. Make sure you're recording the call or are ready to actually hit the record button. Use headphones so you can talk with your hands. Super, super underrated thing. Like when you're using headphones, it's a lot easier to just kind of show stuff with your hand. Like one of the things I always do is like when I introduce them to the offer, I'm like, so we're gonna see if we're able to get you from where you're at to be able to see if we can get you to where you want to be. And subconsciously that just shows that there's a little bit of a gap that they need to work on, right? That's one thing. So talking with your hands and your body language is super important on calls. It shows a lot and it actually improves your communication skills also at the end of the day, right? Now, the ninth thing and the last final thing here is to make sure that your environment is quiet. You have no distractions. Let's say you have some roommates, tell them to shut up. Make sure you've been to the toilet, etc. You never want to be on a call and just say, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom." Super unprofessional. Don't do that at all. But that's pretty much it, guys. That is the show up sheet. That is literally all you guys need. Obviously, a caveat to that is that you need to be able to have a good conversation with people. When it comes to cold calls, if it comes to cold DMs, cold SMS and stuff like that, it's a lot more difficult. It's not so very heavy on what you say. It's more so just on the back end. So this will literally get you to at least 50-60%. And if you're able to be good at calls as well, you can even reach close to that 65 high range percent. That's honestly the highest I've been able to hit. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Put this in place. This obviously document is in the description of this video. And yeah, you guys will be able to put it in. And I wish you guys the best of luck with show ups. Again, remember, 20% increase is literally life changing. It could literally add on multiple $1,000s to your monthly recurring revenue. So definitely optimize for show up rates. It's one of those things where you literally move the needle of the whole business if you get this right. In other words, if you get it wrong, you can be booking all the appointments in the world, but still not anybody showing up. It's just no point at all. But anyways, guys, hope you have a great week ahead. Talk to you guys soon on my next video when we go a little bit more into the specific other side of things. I'm going on a tangent here, so I'll just end it here. And yeah, we'll talk soon, guys. Peace out.